Shalom. I'm going to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Again, the name of the Father is Yahweh, not Jehovah, and his son's name's Yahweh Shai. This is me saying this. Every Muslim president of every Muslim nation is declaring war on Israel, or vice versa, and there will be world war or major war in the Persian Gulf. All right, and this is happening now. And again, the RFID microchip implant is becoming mandatory here in America and the world. It's where they make an incision in your right hand and insert a RFID microchip implant. And if you do not have it, you cannot buy or sell. And this is happening now. I was talking about the destroying mountain in my last video, so I kind of want to touch on it. So this is Jeremiah 50. Again, keep in mind, the elites know this, and it'll make sense to everybody too. Everyone has to admit, when they touch on prophecy, just like the book of Revelation, it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it is written in that way really to filter out, the men of the Lord, people who are really searching and understand. But you'll see it right here. So, all right, this is Jeremiah. I'm going to hit Jeremiah 50. All right, the word that Yahweh spoke against Babylon, against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. And Bel's met. I'm just going to touch on this now. Bel was a dragon god, and it's mentioned throughout Jeremiah too. But I'm just going to touch on this real quick. In the book of Bel and the dragon, the prophet Daniel, the man of the Lord, he destroyed that dragon. But he basically made it combust with fire. And we all know that dragon is United Nations, this shadow government, America. It's just something to think about. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall depart, both man and beast. Today, Babylon, which is Iraq, is still inhabited, and it is not desolate. All right, so now I'm going to do this real quick. I hope I don't butcher this too much. For lo, I'll raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations, plural. Babylon, if you go in the book of Daniel, is overthrown by it was assassination. They killed the king of Babylon, and then it was in control of another king. Or it was a single nation. The Medes went against it. But, this is saying nations. All right. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. All right, those arrows are nuclear weapons, destruction. And this Babylon he's speaking of is, America, which everybody knows. The same Babylon mentioned in Revelation is America. This is the same Babylon Jeremiah the prophet's talking about. All right. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against Yahweh. All right, and yeah, basically in the scriptures too, whoever strives against Jerusalem, their eyes will melt in their sockets, their flesh will melt from their skin, and their tongue will melt in their mouth. It's nuclear destruction. But yeah, they're striving against the Heavenly Father, by changing His ordinances and doing that prosperity love preaching. Even the world leaders they said Christianity is really to make half of the world hypocrites and the other half stupid. Shout against, and they use it. They use Christianity to snare people and control them. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. And, honestly, Babylon didn't... you'll see, too, he mentions the whole earth is drunken from her wine. The whole earth wasn't drunken from the wine of ancient Babylon. And this modern day Babylon, which is America, everybody suffered from America. Everybody still is. America has all the riches and every other country's poor. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. We're taking their stuff and, doing atrocities in the name of democracy and Christianity. All right. So now, in those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. All right, during the time of ancient Babylon captivity, Israel was cut off as a people. It wasn't his people. That's why in Hosea he says, in the place where it says, you are not my people, it would be said that you are my people. So back then, Israel wasn't even his people, and they were in a different captivity. I just want to point that out, fruit for thought. Sound of battle is in the land of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? In ancient Babylon, is still Iraq. It's not desolate. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. Thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. See, Yahweh hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh, God of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing be left. All right? And that's still going to happen. Those weapons of armory, just like, he says, I created the smith that bloweth the coals, and I create the waste to destroy. His armory is the nuclear weapons. All right? Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. All right? Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. All right? Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do unto her, for she hath been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Yasharallah. And just like in the book of Revelations, many people are going to be shooting nuclear weapons. All right, that bow, those arrows are nuclear weapons. So either way, it will happen, and people who strive against her, either way. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith Yahweh of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And that's literal too. It's another future thing, because he literally is going to visit after that nuclear destruction. Anybody who's left, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus, can be slain, everybody. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about. And that fire is going to be via nuclear destruction. All right, see if I got more. And as Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. See, Iraq still being dwelled in. And, ancient Babylon wasn't overthrown like Sodom and Gomorrah. Again, America is modern-day Egypt, modern-day Sodom, and modern-day Babylon. Behold, the people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. All right? And ancient Babylon was overthrown really by assassination and the Medes. All right? So this is all king. Many kings shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. All right? That's why you got to hold on to each line. This future prophecy, this Babylon he's speaking of, is America. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses. Again, horses are a metaphor for power. It could also be a metaphor for nuclear weapons. And yes, the bow and the lance are nuclear weapons. Everyone put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. All right? So here, it's clearly talking about America. So now, I'm going to hit Jeremiah 51. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. And that's going to be nuclear weapons. And I will send it to Babylon fanners, meaning plural, multiple, that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. And that's going to be every nation. It even says, she who conceived you, which is, France, Spain, England, they'll be, what's the word? They will hiss at America. They will be, they will hate America. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts, all her armies. So again, that Ben, the archers, those are nations literally shooting nuclear weapons. All right, see if I got more. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. Ancient Babylon didn't do that. All the earth is drunken off this modern day Babylon, which is America. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad, you know? And if you really look at it in like a carnal sense, everybody's wearing a suit and tie, everybody's Western, American dollars accepted everywhere, everybody speaks English, everyone's drunk off the doctrine of America, you know? So, continuing, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh hosts is his name. I just want to point out, in ancient Babylon, during the time of ancient Babylon captivity, Israel was not his people. If you go into the book of Kings, you could see that Israel was cut off, and only, the house of Judah was his people, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right. So I just want to point that out. So I'm going to get to this. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. Babylon never did that, ancient Babylon. And again, in the book of Revelations, he says, I'm going to destroy them which destroy the earth. And if you go into deforestation, GMOs, you go into chemtrails, and so on and so forth, pollution, all of it, it's America, So, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain via nuclear destruction and war. So, I just wanted to touch on those real quick, and there's more right here. Again, they talk more about Bel and the dragon, and, that's kind of symbolic in itself, because Bel was a dragon god. There was a dragon, and Daniel, the prophet Daniel, the man of the Lord, he destroyed Bel, in the book of Bel and the dragon. He destroyed it by making it combust in flames. So that's symbolic too. So either way, yes, nuclear destruction is coming to America and the globe. There's several prophecies too. I just wanted to touch on these real quick. So this is me saying this. Every Muslim nation, every Muslim president of every Muslim nation is declaring war on Israel, or vice versa. And there will be a world war, major war in the Persian Gulf. And this is happening now. Again, the RFID microchip implant, where they make an incision in your right hand and implant an RFID microchip inside your right hand. If you do not have it, you cannot buy or sell. That is becoming mandatory in America and the world, and this is happening right now. So, and there's more scriptures talking about plagues, famines, even in the book of Jeremiah, he talked about the North Atlantic slave trade. He even talks about, it's powerful, But yes, all these things are happening now, and, with that, I'm going to say Barak Atah Yahweh, Barak Atah Yahweh Shai, Kol Lo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, double honors, apostle, elders, great millstone, bless the Hakim that are pushing word of truth, sincerity, Barak Atah, Bahashem Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kudash. Shalom.